divorce. Let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. We talk fake friends, side dudes, heartbreak too. Baby mamas, baby daddies, nothing off the menu. She ain't scared to speak it, now she built for the flame. Say your name without say your name, if it's smoke, it's the same. Energy loud, teeth stay hot. Truth hit different when it land on the spot. So fix your face, don't flinch, don't scam. It's the queen of real talk, yeah, that's Am. Let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice.
Welcome to the live. Let me go ahead and shout everybody that's in here. Just said, Amber, when are you ever going to do this live? Today. Thank you, Protect Your Peace, for my first super sticker of the day. I appreciate it. D Ham, Renethia, Cree, Lexus, who else? Hey, Demonica, D-Mail, Stop the Cap, Shani. I see you over there and Kick. I just couldn't answer. My girl Renethia coming through with the roses. That's right, girl. So, y'all, hey, Lita. So, y'all, I'm taking a break from the Ramika Meeks case simply because it's just too many emotions in that case, and I just need to take a break from it. I don't know if I'll return. I don't know what it is, but I just need to take a break from it because it's too many emotions. And the last thing that I'm trying to do is be like we was in the LaTruth saga. Okay. So I even hate the fact that I even blogged on it last Saturday. I hate that I did it because there's too many emotions attached to it. So with that being said, I'm going to go back to a live that I wanted to have a few weeks ago, which is what happened to the Black family home, because believe it or not, all of this play in part. All of it, okay? So with that being said, and y'all know the subject with the single mothers raising Black boys especially, but all kids, but Black boys especially is near dear to my heart because as y'all know, so let's say this, back in 1940, 50, and before then, there was Black families that stuck together. The dad was in the home. You had, in the 60s, you had Martin Luther King. Hey, Candy, you had, I don't know who Candy is, but hey, you had, yes, I did hear about that, Dominica. I know it's so many layers to that question. I know it. But we had Martin Luther King fighting for us. And then in the 70s, you know, things kind of went downhill. At least for sure, that was the crack, you know, epidemic. And it just went on. It just went downhill from there with dealing with the Black families, right? But my question is, what happened to the Black family? And do y'all think we would ever get it back to how it used to be? It was unity within the Black family. It wasn't so many broken homes, right? And a lot of people say, you know, the government is what broke down the Black family. They say they put Section 8 and they gave them Section 8 and food stamps and told the men to come out, right? But I want to get something established. I want to tell y'all that the government did not create Section 8 housing, HUD housing, food stamps, none of that for the Black family. That was created after, what was it that, it's on the tip of my tongue, where it was a recession back in the early 20s and 30s. What was it called? Oh, shit. I can't remember what it was called. Y'all, somebody help me out. Hey, Malish. Yeah, when they unalived our great leaders. Exactly, Lexus. But what was it? It was a recession in the early 20s. I mean, in the 20s and the 30s. What was it called? I cannot. It's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot think of it. Let me see. We learned this in history. The Great Depression. Thank you. Thank you. I could not say. That's right. That's right, D-Ham. And yeah, the Great Depression. Thanks, y'all. There's no more unity. Exactly, Renithia. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it too. So the Great Depression. So that the food stamps and the Section 8 housing came for the white folks, right? After the Great Depression. It never was entitled for Black people. It was for the white people. Let's get that straight. Okay? Black people didn't even know that stuff was out there. Okay? Yeah, Dominica, I couldn't think of it. I'm like, damn, what is it? I could not think of it. But that stuff was for white people. It was not for us. They didn't let us know. Hey, protect your peace. They did not let us know about that, right? Okay, so with that being said, y'all, so now we have where Black families is just broken all the way around. Hey, Sharice, Black, I put you in that group. Let me say this, y'all. I put you in that group for Adopt a Family. I added you and Miss Bivens in that group, so y'all can check it out. Okay, so exactly, Malish. So what I'm gonna do is, we all know that back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, the Black family was united. The Black family stood together. You couldn't break up a Black family at all. Okay, you could not do it. But when they, unalived our leaders and stuff, and things kind of went downhill, then they put the crack in our families, and they did all kind of stuff. Thank you, Terry. He said 6 more super chats to go, but actually it's 7. And all of that, right? Breaking up Black families started with the slave trade. It was purposely done. Yeah, I could see that. I can. D-Ham said facts. They sure did, Candy. Many agendas, okay? Many. So what I'm going to do is, I could not really find a video that went back in time on how families was. It was hard. Black families was. I guess they done got rid of that stuff. It was hard, right? But it is videos of where it was horrible at. Let's just say that. Where there was no dads, and y'all know where I'm getting at. But before I go there to show y'all that, y'all remember that mass shooting that happened in Montgomery about at the beginning of October? Who remember that? And they said that it was over, I think, a football game. And indeed, it was not over a football game. It was gang related. Okay? It was gang related. So the Montgomery Police Department, day by day, they found the suspects that was involved. And y'all, when I tell you, it hurt me to my core to see so many little kids, so many young black men, 4 of them, y'all, one of them a minor at that, right? It definitely hurted my soul. So this one is MPD charged a juvenile male with 1 account of capital murder, 9 accounts of assault first degree, and 3 accounts of assault second degree that occurred on October the 4th, 2025 at 11:31 p.m. in the area of Bibb Street and Commerce Street. The juvenile was taken into custody on October the 10th and was placed in Montgomery County Detention Facility. Please note, a criminal charge is an accusation. The defendant is presumed innocent unless proven guilty in the court of law. So this guy, they do not show him because he is a minor, but they do show all of the other ones. So this was on October the 10th. It was sad watching this young fella sit there and go in jail. His whole life is gone, right? It hurted me to my core. So then we go down, a few days pass, and they come up with, I guess when he went in there, he started singing, and then they, got more people, right? So this was the second guy right here. It hurted my heart, y'all, to see this. Like, just seeing them, like, they whole life. It says MPD charged Dentavious McGee, 19, with one account of capital murder, 9 accounts of assault in first degree, and 3 accounts of assault second degree. He's 19 years old, and it's for the same thing. And it just hurted me because I'm like, wow, like, these kids' whole life is gone. And his mother was actually my classmate. I did not know that was her son, but the crazy thing about this story is she has 6 kids, 3 boys, 3 daughters, and her middle boy unalived her oldest boy. And then he's gone to jail. So her oldest boy is dead. The middle boy, he actually got off on it. And then he's gone to jail. So what I want to know is, I don't know. I don't even want to say what I want to know. Really, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but this is sad, and it hurted me to my core to keep watching this over and over and over. I'm passionate about the black homes, about these black boys, these dads that's not doing nothing for these kids. It hurts my heart that people keep continuing to make kids and then leave the mother to raise a child, right? And then we wonder why these black boys is so angry with one another. They're so angry with their mother. They're angry as they grow up. They have so much in them, right? But what did Tupac say? Let's see if we can go to Tupac. What did Tupac say when he made that song? Keep Your Head Up, right? Let's go to Tupac's song where he made Keep Your Head Up. Hold on. I don't know what part it is, but we'll see. Hey, Freddie. Hey, Real Talk. Hey, Penny. I was on my sister's on welfare. Tupac cares. If don't nobody else care. Like to beat you down a lot. Hold on, I'm waiting for a part, so just hold on. Girl, keep your head up. And if he tells you ain't gonna believe him, and if he can't learn to love you, you should leave him. Cause sister, you don't need. And I ain't trying to catch up, I just told him I was sick. You know what makes me young? Listen. The sister y'all came from a woman, got a name from a woman, got a game from a woman. Listen, why we take from our women, why we rape our women, do we hate our women? It's time to kill for our women, time to heal our women, be real to our women. And if we How to erase the babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. Right there. Y'all heard it? This is what we witnessing right now. Listen to it. Listen. Because they don't know how to hate the babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. It's just a man can't make one. So y'all see? He said it back in the 90s. If it keep going, you're going to have a race of babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. And this is what we witnessing. All the anger that I said, that I talked about, it's what we witnessing. We have a race of babies that hate the ladies that made the babies. So, let me go back. Okay, so they got him, which was sad. So then, let me see which one. So then on Thursday, they got the other guy, right? They got MPD charged Javaric Whiting, 19 years old, with attempted murder that occurred. Now I think he's the only one that may not have the same charges as everybody else. But this is him. They got him. Y'all just look at this. They walk in, they're 19 years old. Your whole life is gone. 19, y'all. 19. If they ain't going to prison, they dying. And how many times we gonna sit here and continue to let this happen without nobody saying nothing or doing nothing? But soon as a white officer go and kill a young black boy, then we all protesting. But we need to get out here and protest when it's ours killing ours, but we don't. So then, I think this was Thursday, this is the last one that they caught. His name was Kemonte Hood, 21 years old, with 1 account of capital murder, 9 accounts of assault in first degree, and 3 accounts of assault second degree that occurred on October the 4th. So this is the same thing. He just got different charges. This young man is 21 years old. He still had his whole life ahead of him, and still, I just want to know, when is it going to stop? When are we going to quit killing each other? All of this is gang related. This man that I know, he buried his son that was killed. Well, I don't know him, but I know of him. He buried his son that was killed that day, y'all. Killed that day. And this is they just had his funeral. He was, I think, 17 years old. That's the dad right there. And the son was killed. That was him. He was 17 years old. He was in 12th grade. And he was getting ready to graduate, had his whole life ahead of him, and he was unalived. Okay? He was unalived. Dad just buried him yesterday. Okay? Just buried him. I think these is his little brothers. Yep, these are his little brothers. And then this is him. He says, no pain. He says, no pain can be worse than losing a child. My first responsibility, my twin, someone who looked up to me. I changed for my kids, did a 360, still working on this never-ending story. To my sons and my daughter, Daddy needs y'all the most. This the family tree I'll never say missing. This the family tree I'll never say missing one. I am my son's keeper. Then he named his son. He said, Daddy put on a suit for you. I love you and miss you so much. Watch over us. And then he said, BM, Sylvia Morris, we're going to get through this one day at a time. Life will never be the same. I mean, never. And so this is him. It's sad, y'all. Burying kids. Kids ain't even grown. Okay? So I don't know how many times we're going to actually have to go through this. Hey, Candy, how we going to have to go through this? You know what I'm saying? Before something is done. Before they actually stop with all of this. I know we ain't going to get it to completely stop, but damn, can we please do rallies and stuff like they do when it's the officer killing a white the white officer killing the black child. Can we please do rallies about that? You know what I mean, not about that, but about the black on black crime. Why we don't do it then? Nobody is saying nothing. Nobody is out here trying to fight for the community. Nothing. Everybody is just silent, watching these kids go to jail and watching these parents bury their kids. Nobody is saying nothing. Hey, Tennessee girl. Hey, LaKey. Hey, Joanne. I seen your comment, Joanne. And it needs to stop because this administration want every black boy and push the trees. Yep. And so, got it. I am not in the mood. Hold on. Candy, I was just seeing your message talking about something. Did you mean PM? Okay, so I want to show y'all something else that I seen with and I really can't do all of this by myself, but I want to show y'all something that I seen on, what's his name? Anton Daniels. Yeah. If I could find it. Okay, he did a reaction to this lady where she said all destructive kids are black. Substitute teacher woman says the culture single mothers fail. Let's look at it.
I'm a substitute teacher, so I go around to a whole bunch of different schools. I go around to all grade levels, pre-K through high school. And so initially I thought, well, the Spanish speaking students don't speak English, so that's why they're so quiet. No, all the way up to high school, the Hispanic students, now, even if they are off task in class, they are quietly off task. If they playing some games on their computers, they're doing that quietly. If they on their phone, they're not supposed to be quietly. If they got their headphones on, they're not supposed to have their headphones on. If they got their head down, they sleeping in class, quiet. But then when it comes to the black students, when I say they are so disruptive, and they can't just be disruptive by themselves, they have to involve other students who are actually doing their work, trying to learn, trying to get good grades. The black students want to be the class clown. They want to talk back to the teacher, arguing with the teacher. The teacher say, take the headphones off, put the cell phone away, do this, pull your pants up, do that. They always got something to say, like always. And it's
she ain't lying, y'all. I seen it. I seen substitute teachers tell me they ain't never going back into schools, and they always make it clear that it's not the Mexican kids. Now, here in Montgomery, we don't have that many white kids that go to Montgomery public schools. But I always hear it's not the Mexican kids, it's our kids that's bad as fuck and disrespectful. I hear it all the fucking time. They don't even want to go back and do home substitute.
A lot of it is the boys. Like, what are you doing? You arguing, going back and forth in front of the whole class with the teacher. These are supposed to be the men of the next generation. Yep. I mean, I know they're not men now, they're in high school, but you get what I'm saying. You know the rules for the whole entire school is every time you walk into a classroom, you're supposed to give the teacher.
I never in all my days, I remember when I was growing up that I was always told I had a very sassy mouth, right? Well, I actually got told that more in my teenager years. It wasn't when I was young, that I had a sassy mouth. Lexus always got told, Lexus used to roll her head all the time when she would be talking, and it irked my aunt. Not really my aunt, it irked my cousin. She didn't like it. She told her stop. She don't have to roll her head. She could stop. She always used to roll her head. I don't even know what I was about to say to lead up to that. That's some shit. Let me listen.
Teacher your phone. You don't give the teacher your phone. The teacher catch you with the
now. Oh, yeah. So that's what I was about to say. So when I was growing up, girls are the ones that had the attitude. Girls are the ones that did the talk back. Girls are the ones that rolled their head. Boys were very calm, cool, and collect, and they did not say much other than getting in the streets and doing wrong. But all that talk back they didn't do. Now things have turned tremendously around. The boys are very snappy, very sassy, and it's ridiculous. Now, mind you, even the ones that say they are straight men, those ones are sassy too. And you know why? It's because they were raised by single mothers. The dad is nowhere in the picture. It's why.
not gonna give the teacher your phone. It's your responsibility to make sure that the teacher don't see you with the phone. Okay, cool. The teacher don't caught you with the phone. Now she said, give me the phone. Why are you arguing with the teacher back and forth about a phone that you're not even supposed to have? Then the teacher playing videos, so you could do some sort of assignment that has questions, related to the video. It's not enough that you just don't want to watch the video yourself, that you have decided that you're not going to do the work. You got to be talking across the room, talking loud, talking to this person, that person, laughing, getting up, play fighting. But it's all the black kids.
Yep.
We've lost the plot. And instead of us taking responsibility and ownership of our culture, right? We'll sit there and we'll go off on people that bring visibility to the problem.
Yup, he is absolutely right. And I don't even care for this man, but he is absolutely right. We take no responsibility. We take no accountability. And we just want to keep quiet, right? Thinking that that's just going to take things away. It's only making it worse. Nobody want to take accountability on what is wrong within our community, which is why we're still here, which is why we're losing all our kids, okay? Nobody's kids is being lost at the high rate of black people's kids, the black race.
Problems that's in our culture that need to be addressed. These are the people that are going to be the quote unquote leaders of the next generation. These are the people that we want to get married. These are the people that need the jobs. These are the people, because see, we already spoken for. Whatever it is that we are what we are. But now we have another generation because the boomers failed, right? And now we got another generation that we bringing on, generational trauma. And they're just as sassy as their mothers. And a lot of it is because they're in single parent households. Now, Charlie Kirk brought visibility to this issue. And anytime that somebody would come up to debate, one of the debates that I've seen him have is he was talking to a young person, and it was a black person. And he highlighted how one of the number one reasons why, and it's directly correlated with success when it comes to getting a degree, extra debt, jail, gangs, therapy, so on and so forth, right? Is that if we can get or try to convince people to marry before you carry, sounds racist, right? Marry before you carry, then that would solve for the overwhelming majority of the problems that's inside of the community.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Everybody that's making that will make
Right.
the mistake that I'm.
Don't open up your legs. Stop.
I agree with that. Don't open up your legs, but it's not gonna stop you from being a single parent. It don't. You can still get married and then get divorced and then be a single mother. So, yeah, and then no. But the point of the matter is, men have to start taking care of their responsibilities and quit leaving a mother to raise a child, especially a boy, by themselves. And then the next thing you know, you going to Lisa, Kim, Rhonda, Shonda, whatever DMX said, you're going to all their houses and making babies with all these different women and then leaving them to raise a baby by themselves. Now, for the ones that did not come in here, y'all remember that song that's just coming in? Y'all remember that song? Yep, I just said that. Y'all remember that song, I was going to say Tupac had Keep Your Head Up. I just let some of you all listen to, some of you all was not in there. But I'm going to play it because he said something very smart. And that was back in 1991 when that song came out. And right now, we are definitely witnessing that right now. So let me go back to it. So babies that'll hate the ladies that make the babies. Y'all heard that? Listen, and that's what we witnessing. All these men, all these little boys is mad, growing up with anger issues and stuff, and it's right here. Race of babies that will hate the ladies that make the babies. That's what we're dealing with right now. Right now. Right now, that is what we're doing. So I want y'all to look at I want y'all to look at this documentary that I got from 1986 in New York. I think Brooklyn, New York, maybe. But hold on, let me see.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't.
Now the rest, okay, so all of these are single women back in 1986, single mothers, and they're teenagers, y'all. And they asked who would want to be married to your baby father, and only one person answered. Now let's listen to the rest.
Plan to get married. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so you know it.
See, they're being told that they can do it on their own because they did not have a father in the home. I was never told in this day in life that I can raise a child by myself. I was never told that. I was never told that I don't need a man. I never was told that by my parents, by my mom, by nobody. In my family, I was never told that I can do this by myself. But here I am doing it by myself, raising a boy.
It really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
I ain't thinking about holding up for no sex, my man. You know, if a girl, you know, she get having a baby, carrying a baby, hey, that's on her. You know, I'm not gonna stop my pleasures because of another woman.
What about birth control? What about condom?
Girls don't like them things. They don't like them things. They'll tell you to take them things off. They figure that you saying that they filthy or they dirty or something.
It's been a startling change in values. 25 years ago, you would not have heard such things said so freely because they were not embraced so widely. The strong family was still the backbone of Black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most Black children are now growing up without their fathers. The result is a world turned upside down as children copy what they see and repeat what they learn. LaDon said she didn't have a father in her home and doesn't think her children need one. She's not unusual. Half the Black families today are headed only by a woman. Clorinda said she could make it on her own as a single parent. She has never been married and is raising her daughter without a man's help. She's not unusual. Today, nearly 60% of all Black children are born out of wedlock. Timothy said his children are not his responsibility. He has left them to be supported by their mothers and welfare. He's not unusual either. For LaDon and Clorinda and Timothy, and many more like them in cities all over America, the traditional family no longer exists. It has vanished, and something new is taking its place. Single women and the children they're rearing alone are the fastest growing part of the Black population. What becomes of the Black family in a world where the values are being turned upside down?
If the parent is 17 and 18, uneducated, unmotivated, fooling around, wandering around, what's the child gonna learn? Who's to teach him? When you learned something, you was taught by your parents. It was reinforced by school and your neighbors, but it was taught by your parents. Well, if the parents don't know anything, how are they going to teach the children? So it's not racism that I'm fighting right now. It's the lack of motivation. I'm not even talking about racism. Maybe later on we'll get back to that. But I think we are destroying ourselves.
This This portion of CBS Reports is sponsored by Sun Company. At Sun, we believe putting our energy back into the community is just as important as getting it out. Where there's sun, there's energy.
From all over the world, crude oil comes to this Sun Company refinery where we make Sunoco products. Since Sun produces nearly 10 million gallons of gasoline a day.
Indoor heat. Winter has.
New Jersey, one of America's inner cities. Inner city is a polite name for ghetto, as in black ghetto. Those of us who don't live in the ghetto are brought here usually by television and usually only when there are violent pictures to show. But we have to come here if you want to understand those fearsome statistics about the vanishing black family. Now, a lot of white families are in trouble too. Single-parent families are twice as common in America today as they were 20 years ago. But for the majority of white children, family still means a mother and a father. This is not true for most black children. For them, things are getting worse. Today, black teenagers have the highest pregnancy rate in the industrial world. And in the black inner city, practically no teenage mother gets married. That's no racist comment. What's happening goes far beyond race. Why then do so many teenage girls get pregnant and have children? Why do so many fathers abandon their families? The answers begin with the people here. They told us what happens to family when mothers are children, fathers don't count, and the street is the strongest school.
Good morning. Chuck over here, Bob Slade, standing by. We are going to check with you on that.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
It is the beginning of another school day in Newark, New Jersey. Another day of class for Clorinda Henderson. She is 17 and had hoped to graduate from high school next year, but that was before the birth of her baby.
I dreamed that having a little baby, you could just cuddle in your arms, just hug all the time, kiss on it, smell it, because it's so sweet. I thought it'd be fun until I had him.
The reality's different.
The reality just punched me right in the eye. I had to pinch myself and see if I was here because I was like, this is too much.
Clorinda was only 15 when she got pregnant with her daughter, Shaquana. She is not unusual. Half of all black teenagers become pregnant. Clorinda has never been married. She's still living with her mother at home, where she's raising her baby daughter. Clorinda goes to a special school for dropouts after she takes her daughter to a daycare center. She has 5th grade math skills and reads at a 6th grade level.
When I got pregnant, I said, well, I'm going to have this baby, and she's not going to stand in the way of my education. I'm not going to let no one stand in the way of my education. I ain't going to be like these other girls, just drop out, can't get no job, no money, have to be on welfare.
Ready. On the vocabulary. Bingo.
Clorinda learned about birth control in sex education courses, but she still became pregnant. You think it was a mistake?
Well, I'll say no, because I wasn't on any, birth control methods. Neither was he. And, we were sexually active, and when it happened, it just happened.
When you think back to that day when you learned you were pregnant, what went through your mind?
Oh, gosh, I'm going to tell my mother. And I'm going to tell my mother she going to make me get an abortion. I was really scared, I think.
Why didn't you want to get an abortion?
Because I wanted his baby.
What did you like about him?
His legs.
His legs?
I got a thing for bow-legged boys.
Bow-legged boys.
I love them.
She said, I wanted his baby. Y'all hear that?
It has some gorgeous legs. I just don't know.
Darren Lyle is the father of Clorinda's baby. He is 18 and lives in central Newark. He dropped out of high school when he was 16. He has never held a steady job.
I spend most of my time listening to the radio. When I don't go to school, I don't work, I don't do nothing. Just like this killing time.
Did you want to have a baby?
Not really. It just happened. She just popped up pregnant. And I just.
Were your friends impressed?
A lot of, everybody was telling me, that, she looked just like me, and, she is kind of cute, kind of pretty. That was like, make me feel good.
Sure. Do many of them have babies?
That seems like that's all my baby doing if I ain't making babies and shit, making babies.
Darren told us that in this neighborhood, it's easy to get involved with girls and easy to get into trouble. Darren has been arrested 5 times for stealing, suspicion of homicide, and for possession of a deadly weapon. When you were arrested for carrying a dangerous weapon, what was it?
One of them big machetes.
Machete?
Knives and big knives.
You mean you just carried it around with you?
I used to bring it to school with me.
I mean, that's hard to conceal that, isn't it?
Nah, because I had like this blue poke. It was like a blue goose. I poked a hole in the pocket of it, and I just put it right in there.
Isn't that dangerous?
That's the way stuff was going, like that's the way the people was acting towards me. So I felt like I needed a weapon because, it just seemed like, it's like war, really like Vietnam.
Have you asked Darren to help you with the baby?
No, because I see he can't even help himself. He can't. It's pitiful to say that, but he can't.
He wasn't prepared to be a father?
No. And he still isn't.
But you weren't prepared to be a mother, but you still got to do what you got to do. If that's mean leaning on the welfare system or your mother or your grandmother or whoever, you got to do what you got to do. So why, see, looking at this, it made me feel like women, we may be the cause of this. We may be somewhat the cause of it. I ain't going to say all of it, but some way.
Were you ready to be a mother?
Well, no. But now that I am, I just have to take it step by step.
She not tender-headed.
Florinda relies on welfare to support Shaquana, but it's her mother, Gloria Henderson, who gets the check for the whole family. Gloria, 34, has never been married. She was a teenager when Florinda was born, just as her own mother, Florinda's grandmother, had been when Gloria was born.
When you were pregnant, did you assume that you could turn to welfare for help after the baby came?
Yeah, but I didn't have her just to.
So she mimicked what she's seen. She's seen her grandmother help. Okay, she's seen her grandmother help with her mother, who was a teenager mother. And then even as far as her mother seen her grandmother help with her mother. So this is generational cycles at this point.
Welfare. I had her because I felt that it would have been a part of me. I would have had somebody to live for and also somebody to love and love me back.
Is your daughter the first person you've ever loved?
I really, really love my daughter.
Her daughter should be about my age now. She should be about 40.
2 months after the birth of their baby, Florinda was pregnant again by Darren. This time she had an abortion. She didn't think she could handle 2 little children while still a teenager herself.
Your grandmother was a single woman with a child. Your mother, a single woman with a child. Now you. Why is that happening?
I really didn't plan on getting pregnant, but if I really had somebody to really sit down and talk to, like really express my feelings to them, I don't think none of this would have happened. And then when it did happen, my grandmother's like, I told you this, I told you this. Tell me nothing.
Nobody told Darren anything either. He too lives at home with his mother. Where's your father?
Locked up.
Locked up where?
Green Street.
What for?
Fighting, violence, stuff like that.
Where's your father? Locked up. Where? Prison. For what? Fighting and violence. And this is 86. This is the peak of it. Like, even though the 70s was, but this is the peak of this shit. When they introduced
Had anybody ever told you what it is like to be a father?
I like watching other older, had kids.
From them? How did you?
I learned that they take a lot of patience. Take a lot of patience.
You have a lot of patience.
I don't got a lot of patience.
Clorinda doesn't always have a lot of patience either.
You want to fight? Then don't ask me if I want to fight. If you don't want to fight, don't say to me.
You got my question.
Come in now.
Talk to you. You like going out like that?
No, you went out. You shouldn't have said nothing to me. You done already pissed me off.
What I do?
2 months after her abortion, Clorinda and Darren broke off their relationship. They see each other rarely now. Once in a while, Clorinda will take Shaquana to visit. Do you ever think about marrying Clorinda? Why not?
I ain't thinking about that. Nah, that's the last thing on my mind.
You ever feel depressed?
I don't be like sad. I just be like frustrated. I be like really like frustrated.
What are the odds that your daughter will follow the same route? Because there was your grandmother, your mother, and you.
No, I see to that.
How?
She won't. I would sit down, I would talk to her about her being a young lady. Like, Juana, if you go out here, you have sex, be sure you're on birth control. Or, if you do have sex, make sure whoever you're having sex with care about you. Don't just let them them get over on you thinking they got a piece of the action. Now they can go tell Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Did your mother tell you those things?
No.
You tell them to yourself?
I talk to myself in the mirror. But
And you say no?
no. And like I said to my daughter, no more.
Now, Selsun Blue, the #1 doctor-recommended dandruff shampoo, introducing a new extra conditioning formula.
To the rim.
I just started. I was doing so good.
She
Allison Simmons.
Alessandra Jackson is 23. She's the mother of 2, expecting a 3rd, and is not married. She too lives in Newark. Like nearly half of all black children in America, Alice's children are being raised in poverty. They live a subsidized life in subsidized housing. But that's not what Alice wanted or intended. Alice lives in one of the toughest neighborhoods in Newark, in the project where she was born and brought up. But she hoped that one day she would move out of here. She graduated from high school, went to business college for a year, and worked steadily until she became pregnant with her first child.
I was doing so good before I was pregnant. I had a little job. I kept money, stuff. But after I had the child, that's when money started going low.
What was your reaction when you found out you were pregnant the first time? Did you intend to get pregnant?
It wasn't planned. But when I got pregnant, I wanted it. I wanted to be a mother. It was exciting to me. I just thought I had something of my own. A little child is going to call me mommy. After you have them, it's hard. You got to bomb this, you got to bomb that.
Malik is Alice's firstborn. He is now 3 years old. Soon after he was born, Alice, then 20, quit her job to take care of him. 16 months later, her second child, Antoine, was born. When we met, she was 6 months pregnant with her third child. Timothy McSeed is 26, the father of Alice's 3 children. Though they're not married, they see each other regularly.
When I first met him, I didn't like him. But when he started talking to me, it seemed like he was like a man that wanted to have a home, have children, take care of them.
Did you talk with Timothy about how you were going to support the baby when you were pregnant?
That's what we didn't do. No, we didn't even talk about how we was going to support the child.
Timothy McSeed held his last steady job 2.5 years ago. He's been arrested several times on robbery and drug charges. He was brought up in Newark by his mother, who was 16 when Timothy was born. His father has another family in another city. Timothy has a talent for drawing, which he has never developed. He dropped out of high school at 16 and spent 2 years in the Job Corps. He was 23 when he and Alice had their first child. Timothy does not support any of his children. How many children do you have?
6.
He fathered those 6 children by 4 women. He also had 2 more children by 2 other women, but one died in infancy and the other was aborted. We asked him about the birth of his first surviving child.
That's kind of a funny experience because, like, me and the girl was just messing around, right? And she was going with somebody else. She used to be an old girlfriend of mine. She managed to get popped up by me.
Okay, that's the second baby. The third was
Mustafa. He was the third.
That was by another lady?
Mrs. Ward.
Thank you,
Yes, I go see him every now and then.
How old is he now?
He's 5, I'm not mistaken. 504, he didn't know.
And then the fourth one was
Simone. I only saw her twice. 2 times.
What happened to her?
It's a family problem. You know, the father don't want me to see the mother and all that. You know, so I got tired of running behind her and found me someone else. I didn't have to sweat it because I guess the father was taking care of them anyway. So,
how does it feel to have those
women?
No, kids.
Kids, oh, but you get to see. If it ain't one thing you've done, you like artwork, for instance. You look at your art, you say, this is something that I've done. Just like the carpentry, it's something that you've done. You can see what you've done. If anything, if you don't do nothing, you can see something, you know, what your life was, you know, it was to you.
So the kids are sort of artwork?
Well, not really, but you can, like they might grow up to be doctors or actors, you know, and you can say, well, look, that's my boy, or that's my girl, you know. Whereas, you know, there's some people that can't have children at all.
Their mothers raise Timothy's children, and welfare pays for them. On the first day of each month at noon, the mothers gather outside the project's mailroom, waiting for the postman to deliver their checks.
Oh, we call it Mother's Day.
Why?
Because us mothers be getting our check that day, getting their welfare check, so we call it Mother's Day.
Alice's welfare check comes to $385 a month. She cashes it at the corner store.
Back in town now.
She gets another $112 in food stamps.
I don't think I would have had the second 2 children if I didn't think welfare was there. I don't like.
She get $112 in food stamps for 3 kids, y'all. This is back in 1986. She get $385 for 3 kids for welfare. What?
Welfare because it makes me lazy.
It does?
Yeah, it makes you lazy just to sit around and wait for a monthly check to come in. You know, I just like to work. I like money to come in every week or every 2 weeks.
Why doesn't Timothy help you take care of those kids?
One thing I do know about Timothy, that if he did have a job,
See you another blue moon.
I know he would take care of me and the children and the bills. But what's holding him back, well, this is what he tells me all the time. He figure I'm going to be with another guy, or I'm going to slip away from him while he at work. That don't make no sense to me.
Don't you get mad sometimes?
I get mad a lot of times about financially support from Timothy.
What do you say to him?
I always said, ain't that hard to get a job. Go out there and look for a job, because I'm sick and tired of just laying back waiting for a welfare check. I said, this is not how I want to live the rest of my life.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right here. So we get the gist. So what I learned from this is generational cycles. What it is also they're mimicking what they see. The boys do not have their dads in their lives. Their dads in prison. Their dads are not there. So they are mimicking the same exact thing that they went through, as well as the mothers is mimicking the same exact things that their mother and grandmothers went through, right? They're not being told anything different. They're not, I wish I could find some of these people now. They're not being told anything different, okay? They're not being told anything different. So to me, the problem is that we're having within the Black community is the fathers are not stepping up to the plate to help raise these kids. And to me, looking at those videos, it looked like the mothers are not even trying to make the man step up, and they're still sleeping with the man and having more kids by him. What do you all think? All of that. Okay. I'm telling you, like, it's sad, but what are we going to do? What are we going to do to help this situation? I wish I could start a nonprofit organization and have some good leaders, some good mentors in the community where we can talk to the girls that's now 10 and 11 and the guys that's talking with them all the way from kindergarten to 12th grade or whatever. Just talk to them and pour into them and love them. And we don't have none of that going on right now. That's what we need. We got to talk to our kids. We're failing to talk to them and tell them about the simple things in life to know. Oh, Lord Jesus. We single mothers, we get a blame for a lot. Terry, don't you send me no more super chats. Thank you. I appreciate it, though. I was a teenage mother, too, and I was a teenage mother, too, in a two-parent household, but my parents never talked about like things I had to learn from the streets or I had to learn from friends. So I grew up in a two-parent home as well. My parents are still together. They've been together for 43 years, but me and my sister have been single parents. So obviously, I think my parents did miss out something they did not tell us. I can't really say that because my mom preached sex. She preached marriage before sex first and foremost. But maybe we need to go into that, like why? You know what I'm saying? Like I understand God's rules, Christianity, but that's what we was taught. But we didn't talk about, everything else that comes with it besides, because you're a Christian, this is how you're supposed to live your life. It's in the Bible. But I don't know, y'all. I just wish we could. I just wish we could do something. Yeah, it's a cycle, and that's why I was like, growing up. And then say keep having conversations and letting them know. Also, I don't know. I don't have enough time in a day with working 40 hours, trying to do stuff to help with the community, you know, give back and stuff like that. I'd be overly tired. But I do want to start something, a nonprofit organization simply for single mothers, raising single kids by themselves, and, you know, the gun violence, all of that stuff I want to do, but it's just too, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that or pull that. I need help, and I don't know. And people don't even like, nobody cares unless it's racist. And that's what I hate. We only care about racism. We don't care about what's going on within our community with us ourselves. And that irks me because that means nobody is willing to take accountability. But y'all will go when it's racist. Y'all make a big deal about it. And I hate that about us people. Thank you, Candy. I hate that about us. Yes, it is very important to talk to your kids. Very. I think communication is the key with your children. Look, your child, I make it to where my child care tell me what I want you to tell me everything. I did not have that. My mama never told us to tell her everything, the good, the bad. She didn't open that up to us. But I opened it up to my child. Tell me whether it's bad, whether it's good. Tell me. Tell me. I want to know. I want to know. We have way too many kids losing their lives. These Black young boys, they committing murders. They leaving this world before they hit 21. You know what I'm saying? And they leaving here. They going to prison. It's lately, y'all, it ain't even been nobody in their 30s and 40s committing these crimes. They've been in their early 20s or they teenagers that's been committing the crimes in my city. It's been kids. Kids. They mimic what they see. Yes, Joanne. Thank you, Robin. She said that's a fact. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it would take. But that video was heartbreaking to hear. It was heartbreaking to listen to. I don't like it. You know, I don't. Maybe I would do a panel in the near future where we can all, us with Black women that's single mothers or was single mothers in the past, and then Black men get on here and we can just, you know, debate about it or whatever the case may be. But maybe in the near future, I don't know, maybe somebody, you know, I don't know. I don't even know how we could stop. I'm not going to say stop it. I just don't know how we could get it under control, because it's not going to stop, but get it under control. I don't want these girls to go up. You hear what that lady said? Because I wanted his baby. I don't want these girls to grow up and be like, you know, grow up. Oh, I just want to have his baby. I just want to have his baby, because one night of pleasure can mean 18 years of pain. Be very smart when you opening up your legs to these men. Okay, that's just what it is. Be very smart. So y'all, I'm finna get ready to go. I enjoyed this live, y'all. Y'all can share it out if y'all like. But I'm getting ready to go. I will talk to y'all later. All right, y'all. Bye.